Okay, everybody, welcome back to the Lechtich Musar podcast. We continue with Pele Yoeitz. We're on page 52 in the Art Scroll, day 18 of Hachzik. Now, today we're going to talk about a very special topic, Zivug, marriage partners. Pele Yoeitz is going to talk about a parent's obligation to find proper matches for their children. Zu mitzvahs ha'av l'bein. Finding a marriage partner is a mitzvah of the father and the son, like Mar and Kedushin. Kishagilu has been shmeinim esrei l'chol ha'yosel ben esrim l'zavig leisha. The Gemara in Kedushin tells us that until a man is 20 years old, Hashem kaviyachol sitting and saying, when is he going to take a wife? And from then on, Hashem says, let his bones swell, which is talking about a punishment because the person Hashem wants that people should be married. So you know the Gemara tells us, Hashem didn't create the world for it to be empty, for it to be unoccupied, and the whole world is created to Adam Rishon and Chava and the children, and to fill the world, to bring glory to sanctification to the divine name. When a person is not married and his mind gets occupied with thoughts of Averis Chasar Shalom, so the Pele Yoeitz is pushing over here the importance of a father getting his son married on time, before around 20. Okay. A person shouldn't fool himself into thinking that he can offset, that he can get in control of his Yetzer Hara. He shouldn't fool himself into thinking that he can take care of his Yetzer Hara. If a person is poor and he can't support his wife and children, and because of this he can't find anyone who wishes to marry him, do your shtadlis. Let Hashem more about that. And you should pursue even one who is poorer than him to be his wife. And he should trust in the name of Hashem, who orchestrates events, and believe that in the merit of agreeing to marry a suitable woman, he's doing his ishtadlis, that despite her lack of wedding dowry, Hashem will shower him with bracha more than ever. A very important thing, the aspect of bitachon in marriage. Vafilu imhi shechayra u'chu'ura. The Pele Yoeitz doesn't stop over here. Even if her complexion is shchira, even if she's darker, she's a woman of color, or she's just darker than he envisioned his wife, sheker hachem v'hevel yofi. You should bear in mind the words of Mishlei: grace is false and beauty vain. And ultimately, who is praised? A woman who fears Hashem. Mitzvah Hashem bara hita zrenu l'hoyli banu man shitura. And if he does so, the commandment of Hashem shall shine forth, a bracha from the Pele Yoeitz, that they will have children who are distinguished men of stature. And if you can't find the suitable marriage partner in his own city, go from city to city, country to country. He must remove the veil of shame in order to pursue a wife. For such a pursuit is the Evan Reish Lapina, the cornerstone of protecting oneself from Avera, from immorality, and will allow him to access the ways of holiness. Now we're going to talk about seeking a marriage partner for one's daughter. The Gamla Bas Tzivur Besinu Zechen Levracha Bratach Baga Shacher Avdacha V'Yahava Alei V'Ashya Ish Ishmael Devei Chachamim Aval Ein Hadavar Maser B'Yad Adam. You can't give your daughter over to someone who's does not fear Hashem. Don't go after people who are only focused on great wealth. Rather, one must never lose focus on priorities. And even if one cannot find any match other than a poor man who's modest, but nevertheless he has fine character. He's modest and he has fine character, and he walks with tmimus, wholesomeness, and in the path of Hashem. Mahar yimerenu lai. Says the Pele Yoeitz, run. Birkas Hashem hitasher, and in the reward of this, Hashem will bestow His wealth. V'yodua gam kein mamar mezachen levracha. Chazal have many different teachings about this, about the importance and the blueprint for us to follow, that we have to do our hishtadlus, and Hashem is going to take care of the rest. Anyone whose eyes are not impaired, the first thing, the most important thing to them should be the Torah. Because the Talmid Chacham, the Torah itself will increase the honor of the home. There'll be peace, serenity. And aside from the great benefits of the Torah itself, both in Olam Hazeh and Olam Haba, one's daughter, if she marries a Talmid Chacham, will benefit, because any Talmid Chacham will certainly fulfill the words of honor your wives. It's a chazal. It's Gemara Bava Metzia that says, "Oikiru linishchayu," honor your wives. So if a Talmid Chacham cares about all the aspects of the Torah, and he doesn't just learn, but he's concerned about execution, about the Dvar Halacha itself, Chazal tell us, honor your wives. He's going to respect and love her more than himself. And he's going to overlook misdeeds to promote shalom bayis. He's not going to be overly particular with all the nyanim in his house. There are many great benefits to a Talmid Chacham. The palga b'hadei, the greatest mile of all is the palga b'hadei, that she will split the boundless reward of his Torah. She will get half of that. So if a person cares about his daughter and is thinking, $500,000 sounds good, but he's always thinking that half of the schar of this young man's Torah is going to go to my daughter. Not only is it going to be good in this world, but also it's going to be the best in the next world. It's quite the opposite if a person gives his daughter to Ha'aretz. Because even if he's wealthy and he seems to be a good person, but sometimes gets lost in the money. He tramples, he tears things apart, and he curses. And instead of the wealth and security that she seeks, she will encounter just the opposite. This will end up being bitter for her, and she will not only be bitter in this world, but she's going to be bitter in the next world. There's a famous ma'aseh with Baron Kotler that a man came to Baron. He just left the yeshiva, and the man, his schedule drastically changed, and he didn't have as much time, and he was all concerned. What should he do? How should he do it? When should he find time for his chavusa and maybe taking on a new limud? And he came to the Rosh Yeshiva and he said, Rebbe, you know me, I've been in yeshiva for so many years, and I want to do the right thing. And unfortunately, my Seder HaYoim doesn't allow me to sit with the same shkeda, with the same asmada as I was able to sit when I was in yeshiva. And he said, I have an opportunity now where I'm able to, someone offered me an opportunity to learn more, and I really want to on the one hand, but I'm worried. I'm worried about my Olam Haba because I really want the opportunity. I want to learn more. I know that Talmud Torah is going to get kulam, but at the same time, my Olam Hazeh, I need to make a parnasa. I need to be mefarnas my wife and my children. I need to make sure that the bills are paid. I don't know what to do. And Aaron looked at him with his famous, bold, fiery eyes, and he said to him, it's not a question. And he said, of course, you should take the opportunity. He said, are you concerned that maybe your Olam Hazeh is not going to be tended to and it's only going to be your Olam Haba? He said, you're making a big mistake. He said, quite the opposite. He said, not only is your Olam Haba going to be enriched and better, but you're also going to elevate, enhance, and have the best Olam Hazeh as well. Why is that? Because as we just saw over here, the virtues, the anhaga The lifestyle of a Talmid Chacham isn't just that he's learning, isn't that he's just soaked and absorbed in Devar Hashem, but it actually makes him into a different human being, makes him into an e'imistic person, into a pleasant, sweet person that's always looking to make harmony, peace, be a good husband, be a good father. When we say Derechei Darchei, it doesn't just mean that the ways of the Torah are sweet in the proverbial objective sense. It means that when a person plugs himself, connects him to the Torah, it uplifts, it changes, and it makes the actual human being into a different person entirely.